We watch political rallies filled with thousands of cheering supporters, assuming the size of the crowd dictates the winner. In reality, modern democratic power is secured quietly inside the digital server rooms where voter data is routed, delayed, and processed. Election manipulation rarely involves thugs stealing physical ballot boxes anymore. The modern battle for the ballot exists almost entirely within the nodes of digital architecture. Everything begins at the physical capture point, the local polling unit. This is where a citizen's paper vote is converted into a digital record, and it is the exact moment the system becomes vulnerable. If a campaign spends billions on physical theater but ignores the hidden data pipelines carrying the results, they guarantee their own invisible defeat. Take a look at this network. The 2026 LegiShield report mapped exactly 10 specific modes of defeat currently active within the Nigerian electoral system. These are engineered legal loopholes designed to thoroughly dismantle a valid challenge in court. The most lethal of these is the communication failure loophole. The 2026 Electoral Act mandates electronic transmission, but it allows a presiding officer to legally declare a network outage, nullifying the technology mandate and reverting to manual paper streams without logging a single piece of digital proof. Opposing legal experts use these exact statutory gaps to disguise missing or altered data as unavoidable acts of God. Without deep technical literacy, a candidate cannot effectively argue against a system designed to legally excuse its own failure. Long before the polls open, the opposition is already filing pre-election lawsuits to exploit regional vulnerabilities and disqualify rivals on procedural technicalities. This map shows the candidate's risk and compliance radar in action. It scans specific electoral geographies to identify exactly where those legal landmines are buried, grading regional threat levels based on historical data compliance. It provides campaigns with a precise, preemptive timeline. By highlighting critical deadlines, legal teams can file mandamus applications to lock out the opposition's maneuvers before they are even drafted. Navigating an election cycle without this bespoke radar leaves a campaign exposed to a highly structured, systemic disqualification. On election day, create a smokescreen, offering a brief window to wipe device data before a formal petition can be filed. The Observer and Command Center toolkit is built specifically to operate inside this chaotic 72-hour window. This toolkit equips ground agents to capture geotagged screenshots of network signal strength at the polling unit, proving the internet was active. They must systematically log technician timestamps on the physical voting hardware itself. When the system claims a technical glitch, capturing this independent forensic proof immediately is the only way a campaign survives the data destruction window. At the tribunal phase, the challenge shifts. Many courts struggle to grasp the mechanics of distributed network systems. As a result, junior lawyers routinely miss critical back-end data requests, leading to swift dismissals. Surviving this environment requires deploying the master litigation arsenal. This schematic breaks down the four-prayer back-end strategy. It forces the court to demand 4 distinct layers of hidden data: the physical tablet logs, the back-end server states, the registration area technician actions, and the upload IP addresses. The arsenal provides the exact pre-drafted legal templates needed to subpoena this specific back-end data simultaneously, removing any blind spots where altered numbers can hide. Relying on standard election law is professional suicide. You must possess the tactical IP necessary to force the highest courts to acknowledge the digital reality. Reactive litigation can only save one candidate at a time. True democratic security requires rebuilding the legal architecture itself. That is the purpose of the Architect's Shield, a legislative toolkit designed for lawmakers and international institutions to enforce binding transparency. This package delivers fully validated model bills. It introduces massive multi-million naira corporate penalties for tech vendors who supply manipulable firmware, and establishes absolute whistleblower protections so insiders can expose fraud without fear of retaliation. Without rewriting these underlying statutes, future elections will remain trapped by the exact same technical loopholes. Technology is never neutral. It is a tool of power, and its hidden pipelines are exposed. You have a binary choice. You either master this hidden digital architecture with the specific forensic arsenal required, or you become another casualty buried beneath the waterline. The infrastructure for the next election is being engineered right now. access to this strategic IP is strictly limited. Secure the playbook, arm your legal team, and own the architecture before they lock you out.